Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka Qnt'S. So let's just dive in. And let's start off with the fact that Qnt is absolutely going insane. On the 24-hour span after the major sell-off after the CPI, we do see a ton of movement in this market. A lot of tokens that we actually personally hold, like SNX for example, are doing some nice moves. We do see Algorand up a little bit as well, XRP up, and then we do see, of course, Quant here at about 10%, 22.37% on the 7-day span. It's actually not the top gainer on the 7-day span, as you guys do see a ton of other altcoins doing very well. This is very exciting, and it's for good measure. I mean, right now, listen, first off of the bottom here that we recently hit back in, what, June? So it's currently up about 306%. Now, obviously, I've been looking at a few levels. Now, on the 3-day span, the big area that I'm looking at to see if we are going to have a sell-off or not, it actually technically isn't even on this, well, I should say the 382 is important, which is the fib level that we are really kind of eyeing right now. That would be about almost $189, well, almost $190 at 189. We've been looking at the 3-day span for a while now on Qnt. This is a big moment, right? Because again, although the USDT chart is important, what we are actually looking at is the Bitcoin chart, because we are 13% away from breaking over this, or I should say breaking out of a new all-time high on the Bitcoin price chart. And on the Ethereum price chart, we're about 14.70% away from breaking out. All while dominance on Qnt is going pretty crazy. I mean, this goes all the way back to only July, but you could see the moves that are being made from Qnt. Now, if we do get a clean break on the Ethereum and Bitcoin price chart and they make new all-time highs and go into price discovery on both of these, guess what ends up happening for the USDT chart? Well, we break over the $189 level and we go to $282, back into some major demand areas. We've been eyeing the daily span as well. There's a few areas of some resistance that we need to eye and, pay attention to, but there's really not much. I mean, like, these are just slight candle wicks in areas that we did see sell-offs, but ultimately there's not a major amount of resistance on the Qnt chart. I mean, we've been looking at the 1-month span, we've been looking at the 1-week span, and there's just not a massive amount of major resistance, or even going back to the past, a major area where we did kind of reject off of on the monthly chart. I mean, technically, yeah, 189 is going to be a little bit of a tough area for us to break out of, but I suspect with how much momentum that we actually have, this is not going to be too crazy of an area. And, I mean, as I'm looking at this a little bit, I mean, yeah, you could argue that around like $200 is going to be a big area as well, but again, if these two go into price discovery, we will see the USDT chart go a little bit parabolic, and that's going to be very interesting to watch during a bear market. I mean, like I said, Qnt is up 306% off of the lows back in June. Just to put that into perspective, right now, going back 119 days, I can't even believe it's been 119 days, it's up 306%. This is basically a 3x in 119 days. That's absolutely insane. One of the strongest tokens in the space right now. And by the way, off of the 1-day span, we could kind of see the sell-off from the CPI report. Look at this thing. This thing's up, going to the top of this candle, 22% at the current price, 20%. And I suspect that this is going to continue to rise until we hit a major sell-off area. And who knows where that will be. But also, for anybody out there that does want to trade Qnt, buy Qnt, whatever it is, and you wanted to get away from these exchanges that are not trustworthy, I am doing a giveaway with MEXC. It's up to $9,000 plus worth of Qnt and also XRP. If you you guys do want to be a part of this, you guys can definitely check out the link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. And yeah, it's a chance to win some major rewards, especially in Qnt and XRP. This is the exchange that I utilize personally to buy Qnt and then send it right to my ledger, and I highly advise you all to do the same. Do not leave your tokens on these centralized exchanges. They're great to buy and sell here and there, but ultimately, if you are holding your tokens, you want to hold them in cold storage like Ledger or Decent. And also, talking about Qnt though, with all the major gains, we are seeing some major media attention around Qnt. We do see over here from Gockstein Media, we do see top 7-day gains, coin market cap. This is insane. You do see it right next to some of the, this actually shows you just how early we actually are though, in terms of like Terra Classic as well. Like, this is comical. Like, we are seriously seeing one of the most highly manipulated tokens out there in terms of a stable coin at the number 2 largest gainer on the 7-day span, up 75%. That's insane to me. But also, Huobi is up a little bit as well, 96%, sitting at about a almost $2 billion market cap, while Quant is peaking a little bit over $2 billion. Very fun to see. But yeah, this is something special. And we do see a few other major names here as well, like HBAR. HBAR has been doing fairly well. It just got recently listed on Coinbase, which is always exciting. But yeah, we've been seeing some major announcements around Qnt. Even Bitcoin News could not help but talk about Qnt, how it's edging closer to an 8-month high. It's insane. It really is crazy how fast Qnt has been moving. It's been one of the strongest tokens, and it's really been showing the signs of that. And also shout out to Greg Lunt27 over here from the CBOS event. We've seen another, really kind of incredible quote. And we do see what we've kept hearing from vendors, banks, and central banks is the biggest challenge is interoperability, and that's where we've come in. We've solved the problem since 2018. And listen close to this. This is about 25 seconds long.
We keep hearing it over and over again from vendors, from the banks itself, from central banks saying we want blockchain, we need digital assets. I think what we've kept hearing is the biggest challenge is interoperability, and they've said it time and time again. We want to implement it, but we need it to be interoperable. We don't know how to do it. We need the industry to solve it, and that's where we've come in. We've solved that problem since 2018.
And yeah, listen, they've been around for a while. They've solved this problem back in 2018. And it is probably one of the largest problems right now that does plague crypto. Listen, all of these major financial institutions, these major banks, these vendors, businesses, companies, whatever, they want to be in crypto. They want to dive in. But also, another big obstacle is also regulations. You got to remember, regulations also stifle, adoption and growth of crypto, simply because all of these major names that are worth trillions of dollars, that want to pump trillions of dollars in, are sitting on the outside waiting for proper regulations to be a part of this major opportunity. And also, we did see another announcement from Quant actually talking about CBOS. It's very interesting, right? Because we see all these major names here, like vendors, banks, central banks. And then we do see over here BNY Mellon, State Street, Northern Trust, DTCC, Clearstream, Global Custodian Network Ltd. Then we also do see a few of the names that are tied to them, obviously these major names, and we do see some quotes. So it makes sense for us to lead with custody. We see it as foundational execution is next. Clients come to us for trust, innovation, and client experience. Interoperability is key. We started a bit later than some, but we hope to bring a full solution to market next year. Tokenization is where 80% of our efforts are going. We're tokenizing collateral and for settlement. We want to melt the middle office away. Elephants can dance. And just so that you guys know, this is from State Street, so they are 100% ready, and this is going to be a huge area of focus as well around tokenization. Our clients don't care that they're digital assets, they just want access to assets, 100%, and this is of course from Northern Trust. Crypto is the big use case, the rest is experimentation, but that will change over the next 12 to 24 months. I do believe that the next year to 2 years is going to be monstrous for crypto. My regulatory bill is bigger than my technical and operational one, says Chapman as well, from Northern Trust, of course. We don't want the market to move at the rate of the slowest participant. We're taking existing assets in the CSD and digitizing them natively. We need to make sure there is some kind of trade in what we're doing, such as demand or efficiency. Again, this is coming from Clearstream. So what's holding back broader institutional adoption? It's regulation. Again, I've always said, like, regulation is a big issue right now around this market. It's not just interoperability. Like, listen, interoperability is huge as well, but we need harmonized regulators that will level the playing field. Institutional investors are waiting to get in, but they need the safety guard rails. And yeah, there's trillions of dollars waiting on the sidelines. The audience agrees regulation is the overwhelming favorite in terms of what is holding back institutional adoption of digital assets, and we do see a few of the other ones. You know, all of the above is big, but we do see education, asset safety, and sustainability. This was the #1 theme of CBOS. The fear we have is to repeat the sins of the past and not collaborate, building separately. Working with fintechs brings us a new perspective. It's the breath of fresh air, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's really moving. It's really moved us forward. And the percentage of asset services AUC that the audience expects to be digital by 2030, this is pretty big. So we do see 43% is tied for 5 to 10% and more than 10%. Remember, we recently just talked about how by 2027, we could see upwards of $24 trillion fully tokenized. So things are getting very exciting, and it is all centered around these big names. Remember, at the end of the day, you know, these huge names around the financial institutional grade area and the banking sector want to dive in. Listen, they want crypto. They want to adopt crypto. They want to utilize crypto. They want to offer crypto-driven products, services, all of that to their clients. The amount of demand that will grow from these institutional investors and major clients and hedge funds and agencies, whatever, offering crypto-driven products and assets to their clients is going to be monumental. This is a huge area of focus. But with all of that in mind, as we do watch the Qnt price chart go absolutely crazy, and as we really kind of sit on the sidelines and just really kind of watch our wallet continue to gain value during a bear market, which is absolutely insane to say. Like, we are literally in a bear market making massive amounts of money. It's stupid, but this just shows you how strong of a token this is fundamentally, but also it really kind of shows you the value proposition behind a token that has, you know, some of the lowest, and I mean, like, it's probably one of the lowest supply tokens out there, with how much utility, with how much amazing overall insights there are behind Qnt. This thing is going to change a lot of individuals' lives. Going forward, I really do believe that, you know, Qnt is going to shock the entire crypto world. I think that's going to shock the entire world, very similar to what Bitcoin has done in its time frame, going from $0 to $70,000, and it's still sitting at #1. It's only a matter of time until Qnt is continuously climbing the ranks, hitting these multiples of billions of dollars in market cap. I look forward to the day where Qnt has like the market cap of Ethereum at $163 billion, because it is inevitable, in my opinion, because of what they are doing, what they have solved, and, you know, who they are really kind of talking with, connecting with, and ultimately growing with. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.